gonna be real with you guys. I didn't really know what to make this week, but I have been craving brownies, and this episode is a complete experiment. We're going to be making some brown butter and miso brownies. I thought it could be interesting. The recipe might be good, it might not be good. Let's get into it. In all honesty, I have never even made these brownies before. I'm adapting a brownie recipe that I've made in the past, so let's get into it and see how it goes. Another super quick important note for this recipe: you want to make sure everything is all weighed out and ready to go. Okie dokie, let's kick things off by breaking 450 grams of 70% dark chocolate into individual chunks into a bowl. Gonna be honest, don't know why I punched it here, it didn't do anything and it just hurt my hand. After that, we're going to take 250 grams of unsalted butter and melt that in a saucepan. So a beurre noisette is basically brown butter. This is when you take your butter and we're going to melt it over a medium heat until we get a beautiful nutty brown aroma coming from it. You just want to make sure you're keeping a constant eye on this, because when it starts to brown, it goes from brown to burnt very quickly. Don't worry, we're going to run you through how to do it right now. What you're going to notice is the butter is going to start foaming, and slowly you're going to realise there's a nice nutty aroma appearing. What we're going to do is just take this to a golden colour. And then once it's reached that stage, you're going to kill the heat. Just be careful here because it can burn quite easily. Remove your butter from the heat and place 100 grams of white miso paste into the butter, along with 4 tablespoons of cacao powder and 2 tablespoons of vanilla extract, along with all of your chocolate. We're then just going to mix this until we have a super smooth, silky, buttery chocolatey mix. This mixture smells absolutely epic. This is just the chocolate and the butter and the cacao.
And the miso.
But yeah. Oh, and the vanilla. But it smells damn fine. Alrighty, once you've got a nice smooth mix, we're going to move on to our eggs. You're going to take 6 whole eggs and crack them into the bowl of a stand mixer. Into the bowl with the eggs, you're going to place 600 grams of golden granulated sugar, and then we're going to place this onto our stand mixer with the whisk attachment. We are now going to whisk this on a high speed until we have a beautiful light fluffy egg and sugar mix. Just take anywhere between 3 to 4 minutes. After that, we're going to start streaming in our melted chocolate and butter. Just do this nice and slowly, let it incorporate as you continually whisk on a medium speed. Once everything is fully incorporated, it is time to move over to using our hands. So remove the bowl of the stand mixer from your stand mixer, and then we're going to add in 1 double espresso, mixing through so everything is nice and combined. Note to self for next time, use a bigger bowl at this stage. Into the chocolate and egg mix, you're going to place 360 grams of plain flour, folding that through until everything is fully incorporated. Now, I made a little bit of a mistake here. I actually doubled this recipe, but I forgot to double my butter. So this brownie batter came out quite thick for a brownie batter. But I actually really like the end result of the recipe, so we're leaving it like this. So don't be alarmed if your brownie batter is quite thick at this stage. Grab yourself a 9-inch brownie tin and align that with some greaseproof paper. Now you're just going to place your thick boy into there, and then we're going to smooth this out with a palette knife. I have an offset kind of spatula palette knife, I'll link one down below for you. But anyway, smooth the top out, and then we're going to chop up 100 grams of peanuts until they are just roughly chopped. We want some nice big chunks, you know, on the top of our brownie, just like you're seeing here in the video. Evenly distribute your chopped peanuts all over the top of the brownie. Trust me, they'll all get on there. It looks like a lot, but it's needed. Trust me on this one. Get them all on top. After that, you're going to sprinkle on a pinch of flaky salt. We're then going to chuck this into an oven that's been preheated to 160 degrees for 45 to 55 minutes. A little tip that I've learned over the years, not all ovens are the same, and you could say like one time for this long, and it might not be like that for your oven. So you can just kind of, with a cake, you can see on the top of it, it's nice and coloured, and you don't want it to go any further, like this is. Grab yourself some tin foil. Just really gently tin foil over the top. What this is going to do, this is going to stop the cake from colouring on the top, but continue cooking the inside. Super helpful. Not all ovens are the same, not all ovens cook at the same rate.
My oven is absolutely crap.
So this is a real good tip. If your oven is a bit unreliable. I'm going to chuck this back in the oven. After 45 to 55 minutes, you should be greeted with an absolutely beautiful looking brownie. Now, let's be honest here, brownies are best when they're like super gooey in the middle, so don't expect this to be cooked completely through. Basically, you want to cook this enough so it sets once it's cooled. Don't be alarmed if the centre is still gooey. Anyway, you're going to let this sit in the tin for about 30 minutes before removing that onto a chopping board and allowing it to cool to room temperature. Or if you're like me, you're going to not be able to resist the urge to cut into this after about 10 minutes because you want to eat a nice big portion of warm brownie. I mean, who doesn't want to do that? So if that's you, you know, go ahead and carefully portion this up because it will fall apart a bit. I recommend portioning this brownie up into about 20 portions personally. I think any bigger than that and it's slightly too rich, but you know, it's your brownie, you cut up however many slices or pieces you want. This bad boy is still like
Fresh out the oven.
I let it cool down a bit. I should have let it cool down a lot more. I was being impatient and I was like, warm brownie's damn tasty. So let's dig in. This thing's just so gooey and like, oh my god, peanuts flying everywhere. I just need a moment because that is delicious. I almost can't put it into words. Everything just works together so well. You get a little coffee kick. You know, the miso is in there. There's a saltiness to like the entire brownie, but it's not overpowering. But it's like still getting like a kind of umami kick, which is just super pleasant. The brown butter. Because I've never made this before, like this is just like I'm just speechless. This is a completely new recipe for me that I've never even tried. I was just experimenting today. I'm blown away. That's incredible. That's incredible. Oh my god. Oh my god. And what's even like crazier is I didn't put enough butter in there because I doubled the entire recipe, but I didn't double the butter. So as if by some magic the whole thing's just come out amazing. I'm just going to stick the recipes. That's the recipe. We're sticking with it. We're sticking with it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this week's episode. If you have, don't forget to drop a like, leave a comment on things you want me to make in the future, and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. I'll see you guys in the next one.